Hello guys, welcome to another YouTube tutorial. In this video today we're going to discuss about one of the most popular techniques in machine learning, which is called support vector machine. So what this support vector machine is all about is like you have a data set from two different two different data set, and then let's say you have a two different data set, and then you have a boundary, the boundary of that one data set, let's say is this one, and the boundary of another data set, let's say it's this one. So this support vector machine like tries to maximize the two decision boundaries. So when compared to other machine learning techniques like adaptive linear neuron or perceptron or logistic regression, all those techniques try to do is like to draw a line that separates two different data set. But this thing tries to ensure that the boundary space is maximum. If it's not just going to draw a line, it's going to like draw a curve or something. It's going to try to ensure that it, it segregates it in a proper way. The probability of getting it right is higher when compared to other machine learning techniques. So that's what it's all about. So we're gonna like it's quite an interesting technique, and then we're gonna like make it a more interesting by like generating our own random data set and then visualize it, and then we're gonna like try to create the boundary line that separates the data set. Okay, so now we start from here. You import NumPy and import Matplotlib for like data visualization. So this line of code, it's going to help you to generate a same random number every time you execute it. So that's an advantage of making the seed as 0. So now you are getting a random number of this thing. This thing grabs a random number with a specific mean and standard deviation. I don't know exactly what it is, so you could check that out. The documentation. So it's going to generate a random number with 10 rows and 2 columns. So we're going to print it out. So let's say I'll comment the rest. Save F5. It's better I'll do this again. I'll close this one. So it's too hard to see. F5. So now these are all the random number. Two columns and 10 rows. Okay. What did I do? Okay. So now I close this. Then I'm gonna like create YXOR. So we're gonna perform XOR logical operation. So if you go ahead and open the truth table of XOR operation. So if let's say you have two inputs, A and B, the output will be 1 only if either is 1. If both are 1, it's gonna be 0. If both are 0, it's gonna be 0. The condition to get output true is simple. So either of the input should be 1. So that's a condition. So what we're going to do is like we're going to do XOR operation. So this line of code refers to all rows in the array XOR and first column, which is 0. First column, first column. So that's what it refers to, and it's going to iterate uh, through all the rows and first column element. It's going to check if it is 0. It's going to make it. It's going to be true. This thing is going to be true. If in the same here, if it is 0, it's going to be true. So now you have two boolean, which will be either 1 or 0, and then you're going to perform either 1 or 0 or both. It's going to perform the XOR operation. So and then it's going to save it on Y XOR. So when you go ahead and print out Y XOR, let's comment till here, F5. So you have false true, false true, false true for like these two I mean these two columns, So if it is less than 0, so this is less than 0, so this should be true, and this should be true, and this should be true. So you have three truths, and then this should be true, and this should be true. Two truths, and the rest all false. So now you have two different labels. We could call it as a label. So now we're going to convert them into like -1 and 1. So if you go ahead and see here, so XOR, so this is a condition. It could be like a if statement, or like it can be any conditional statement over here. So which will return either true or false. In this case, y XOR, it's going to straight away return true or false, because it's an array of true or false which we created here. So if it is true, it's going to be 1, and if it's false, it's going to be -1. So that's what we are doing here. I just want to put this in the next line so that we could see actually what's happening. Save this and press F5. So now you could see all the false are converted to -1, and all the trues are converted to 1. So till here, I hope that you guys are clear. So this code is actually to visualize this uh, plotter, scatter plot code. Let's go down and then come on this side. So what this thing actually does. So first let's go ahead and print this out, and then we could start explaining. So this thing is gonna go, take this array XOR, which is the entire 10 cross 2 matrix, and then it's gonna check the y XOR array. It's gonna like take the values in the y XOR array one by one. So it's gonna take this one first. This is y XOR, right? So this is actually y XOR. It's gonna check whether it's equal to 1, which is not. So this is actually 0, and then uh, this refers to column 1. This refers to column 1. So this is 0, and this is also 0. So it's actually 0 comma 0. Okay, so it takes this value, and then it goes to the next one. Next one is -1. -1 equals 1. No, 0. 0. Wait, I'm confusing this a bit. So I think you have to forget about like what I've said. No, no, not a screw job. Just now I understood this one. I just forgot. No, I didn't forget. Wait. Let me see what's actually happening here. So this has to be okay. Okay, so no, we're gonna keep going on. So I'm not gonna pause this video. So we have actually taken this one. So let's print the first one. This is what I'm actually explaining. So save and execute. Okay, I'm executing it on a code that's already running. Okay, so save and execute. So here we go. So now I'm pretty much clear. So it's gonna take y XOR arrays, first data, first value. So which is -1, and it's gonna compare to this one, which is 1. Okay, so which is false. So it's going to ignore that. So it's going to go till uh, where this y XOR 1 is equal to 1. So this is the condition, third condition. So and then it's going to grab this data from the column 1. This refers to the column. If it's 0, it's column 1. If it's 1, it's column 2. So now it goes here, it's going to grab this data, it's going to grab this data, and it's going to grab this data. So third, fourth, and fifth. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 1.8, 0.9, and minus 1.0. And then last 2. So now we grabbed all the ones data. So from column 1, and we plot that against column 2, which is what we are doing here. So this one refers to column 1, this one refers to column 2. So take this out, and we do the same for, so it has the same condition for -1. Okay, and then we're gonna print this out by limiting the y scale to -3, 0 to -3, and then we enable the legend. So this is something, the arguments that you pass to plot the scatter plot. If you don't know exactly what it is, you could watch my matplotlib video tutorial series, and then we discuss in detail about all these data visualization technique. So this refers to color, which is blue, and the marker, the data point indicator, is going to be X, and the label, which is going to be 1. That's what it's all about. And then this thing, if you don't call this function, so it's not going to show you this label. So that's why you're calling this function. Now save this and execute. So we're going to plot those two on the same graph. I have to get rid of this. Okay, I'm printing it all over again. So now we got it. So now we actually separated 1 and -1 based on the output from the XOR operation. So now we're going to increase the number of data. So we actually need, let's go for, I think, 200. Save this and press F5. Okay, here we go. We got our data. So now you can't, in order to classify this data set, you can't use perceptron. You can't use adaptive linear neuron. You can't use what is that? Logistic regression. But you could use surface victim machine. Why you can't use any of those techniques? It's because those techniques are applicable only if the data points are linearly separable. There is no way you could separate it by drawing a line. Okay, you could no way do that. So, but we could do this in surface vector machine. So we discuss how to do this. We're going to actually plot the boundary for this one using surface vector machine in our next video tutorial. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and like my Facebook page to keep well updated. If you have any doubts, comment below. I'll answer it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.